Take a look at this apple resting on my hand. It seems pretty still, isn't it? But here's a question. Are there forces acting on this apple? At first, the answer may appear to be no. After all, the apple was not moving. But there are forces, even if nothing's happening. Welcome to a deep dive into forces in physics, where we will learn about forces. Let's get started. But what is a force? In simple terms, force is just a push or a pull on an object. Let's take an example. As I'm pushing this apple upwards, I'm applying a force to it. Force has both magnitude and direction. Let's talk about the direction first. As you can see, I'm pushing this apple upwards. That's the direction of force. Now let's talk about the magnitude. I'm pushing this apple upwards with a force of 10. But 10 what? What units are we using? Is it kilograms, pounds? What is it? Well, the unit of force is the Newton, abbreviated as N. So we should say, I'm applying a force of 10 newtons. And that's the key point. Force is a vector quantity, meaning it has both magnitude, how much force we are applying, and direction, where the force is being applied to. And its unit is the Newton. The unit of force, Newton, is named after the great Sir Isaac Newton himself. That's interesting. Let's find out how much 1 Newton is exactly. 1 Newton is the force required to accelerate a 1 kilogram mass by 1 meter per second square. That defines 1 Newton precisely. Let's return to the apple example. Right now, two forces are acting on the apple. Gravity is pulling it down, while my hand is pushing it back up with an equal amount of force. These two forces cancel one another. This is an example of balanced forces. Whenever forces are balanced, an object at rest is going to stay at rest. Let's take another example here. When I let go, gravity becomes unopposed. There is no force from my hand anymore. This creates an unbalanced force, causing the apple to accelerate downwards. This means that whenever there are unbalanced forces, there is a change in motion. So when forces are balanced, there is no change in motion. And when forces are unbalanced, there is a change in motion. Here's an interesting question. Do balanced forces always mean that the object is going to be at rest? What do you think? Let's take an example to answer this question. This ball is rolling across the surface and there are forces acting on it. Gravity pulls it down and the surface pushes back up with an equal and opposite normal force. These forces are balanced vertically, yet the ball keeps moving. So balanced forces do not mean that the object will always be at rest. Balanced forces mean that if an object is at rest, it's going to stay at rest. And if it's moving, it will continue to move with the same speed and in the same direction. If you found this video helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.